that
Welcome
point.
back everyone to Team Roulette 3, and we now have the playoffs. 3 matches to decide which team is the best in Roulette, at least today on the 27th of March. 13 teams have entered the qualifying, and after 4 maps, 6 remain. The 6 players with the most points scored over the 4 previous maps in the last 2 hours. They were playing for their team. They will still do that, but now they will play at the same time on the same spin to score some more points. And as you can see, it is not a 4-team semifinal, but a 6-team semifinal, 3 teams at the same time, 6 players, but the same spin, the same co-caster. Hello, Gunther.
Hello. This is exciting. Just because we have far fewer screens to watch at the same time.
That's already a great advantage, but I think the stakes are being even higher, and every rip could make the difference between elimination and grand final. Will make it very crucial for them. And we have 80 seconds until the first spin in Mendoza, so very quick rundown of what we are going to see now. Also, I think a reminder to the second semifinalists who are maybe watching this and waiting to see how this goes. It is a different than the first 2 Team Roulette events in that this sort of plays like another small qualifying. Players score points upon finishing. The first finisher scores 4 points, then 3, 2, and 1. 4 players mean, of course, that both players can score for their team. And it is going to be a 2-map scoring affair. And whichever team has the most points after 2 maps advances to the final. And if there's a tie, we already have the 3rd map for that. And the way that we got to these 3 maps here and the 3 maps in the other semifinal is an extensive pick and ban period. We took the 14 maps which weren't played in the qualifying and asked the 6th seed to ban one of them, and then the 5th seed and the 4th until the 1st seed. And then we did the other direction with the picks so that everyone can have a pick, everyone can have a ban. But what's very important is that we can't have the same map picked again twice. So this is the Mendoza spin of the day, the first spin of the semifinals. Gunther, please run it down for us.
Absolutely. We have Don Archibald Yates with a loud explosive weapon while disguised as a sommelier. And we have Tamara Vidal with a pistol while disguised as the winery worker. So obviously the waiter start is very viable here, and we see a lot of planning screens on that waiter start. So I think that's what we're going to see. No live kills, lots of setup stuff for this. This should be good. I mean, the winery worker is probably one of the more out of the way things, but you also have the sommelier, so that's going to be a lot of back and forth. But can easily set up both these kills and go about your business to get the rest of it set up. We see Kay Kaneda is already well into it and is working on Tamara right away.
Yep, Kekaneta won the loading war, and 3 other waiter starts are already in. GK Punk taking the longest, probably considering a different approach, maybe changing it up. What's very different in this format, compared to regular roulette, of course, is that the teammates are talking to each other, so the loadout times won't take as long because they are probably considering the same strategies and how to finish the spin the quickest. So the 3 teams are the CX Punk MK3 in the first column. They were the first seed in qualifying. Master and Apprentice is Blythe and Fraud 7, taking the second column. And Rocky and K Kaneta are the 6th place, who clinched the last qualifying spot, are in the column 3. And the way the map picks and bans work, that we start with the best seeds map pick and then the second best team. So Chris and Punk chose Mendoza, Blythe and Fraud chose Sapienza, but as for Chongqing, the 3rd map, it might not get played, which was not Pogrok's pick. We need a tie for that. If we can't find a winner in 2 maps, we will need that 3rd map.
Right, and ties very possible, but obviously, like we'll have to see how these first 2 maps go. I think Mendoza, we're going to see a lot of really close finishes. These are these are pretty practice strats for all these players, so it's going to be interesting to see how they get this done. See if anybody rips, because so far very clean play from everybody. Um, in the initial waiter start setup. So I think that the issues that we're going to see are obviously going to be how they go about actually executing their kills and getting the disguises that they need. So
Yeah, I think there's a small and a bigger twist in this spin. The smaller being the winery worker is trespassing in the party grounds, the only disguise to do so. Even the suit is allowed, of course, around the party area. But if you isolate Tamara in that flower pot, which is so powerful, and I think all 6 of them have done it, then it's a fairly decent and not too difficult stealth action. But as for the larger twist is the large explosive weapon. You cannot do the same thing with the same confidence you would do on any other map, because there is a 12-second window between detonation and the exit popping up if you do it on exit. So it's a different consideration. And we'll see if any bodies are found in that time window.
yeah, absolutely. I think as well we saw some dragging of Don into that bathroom up in his estate, and I think that that's going to be probably the safer play. Is basically trying to keep that as a as soundproof a kill as possible. To give the players the longest time to get to the exit or not have the kill heard at all.
I think for soundproofness, you need both steps. You need to jack him to the bathroom, and you need to take care of the 2 mercenaries,
The
which
two guards at the
Chris,
top of the stairs. Yeah.
which some have already been doing. Punk is jagging. Yeah, it's a mercenary. And just in general, precautions, because it's a difficult kill. And Fruit has the first rip of this semifinal.
And so that's going to be a restart. Okay, Canetta grabbing the Sommelier disguise. And going for the explosive right now. No searching, so that's nice and clean.
This is where the diversion begin. Do you go for the disguise first? If yes, which disguise? The pistol should be on the mercenary, one of them. So I think it's a no loadout spin, except that the loud explosive has to be brought in, or that's like an instinct to bring it in. But other than that, it's not loadout heavy.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's kind of nice because it gives the players options to do whatever it is that they want to do. But yeah, Chris has the wine worker disguise. Let's see how he gets himself back up to Tamara because I believe he's got. Is he working on getting his silenced pistol now?
If Chris has specified the 2 mercenaries, which I think he did, then he got a silenced SMG from them and a silenced pistol. And I remember him opening a door with the SMG. So there's the silenced pistol as well, a heckle or a heckle-like pistol. So all
Perfect.
good with that. And he will have the first Tamara kill of the day, because Kaneta has already killed the 8th. I think that's a nice pace for him.
And Canetta's on his way right now to get Tamara, and this is the best approach to get this because you are trespassing, but you obviously are in the area where you're trespassing the fewest amount of time, the littlest amount of time. So very well done for both of them. Because Chris is also going to get that kill, and he's going to get a waiter disguise here as well.
And for Kaneta's great escape, what will he do to finish first? He might be aware that 4 points are on the line, and I think he's going for the car exit. And for that, okay, he's going for the non-trespass in this case. I was just looking if he wants to get if he wants to get a body shot on the guards. But of course, the bushes don't work in Mendoza. So
Yeah.
that was very risky for a moment. I think that Waiter was seen and almost
Yeah.
was
He was
seen
seen as he was
changing
falling.
disguises.
So But I appreciate Kate Canetta's approach here. He's not trying to get through fast. He dropped his gun in those bushes and he's just like, yeah, I'll go ahead and go through the frisk. I'll be able to get there, no problem. And he's gonna be out. So very fast, very well done.
Takes over 4 points, and Blythe is back on his heels. 6.5 minutes in, detonator in hand. The 12-second countdown will begin anytime now. There's
Yeah,
done eliminated, no searching prompt, or no searching sounds, or
yeah, he should be
anything.
clean there.
And will take 3 points.
Hey, I mean the only one really at disadvantage here is got to be Froat just because of that restart.
Yeah, and the guard is right there, who I think picked up a gun,
Yeah,
going to make the pathing even more interesting for him.
having to having to bump Tamara and keep her where he needed her for the longest time. But it's a good isolation there.
CX Punk are in the Somalia disguise. Punk is 1 kill behind, but now he's getting the binary worker, and it's not just passing here, so we'll get Tamara fairly shortly, and there's the second disguise already secured. He can have a finish in a couple of minutes, but Chris is already going towards the exit as well. Should be a detonator in hand, just like for Blythe.
Yeah, he's already got that kill set up, so he's pretty good to go here. Punky's gonna have to get that pistol kill and then get all the way back down, grab his sommelier disguise, and then also head to the exit. So those are looking good. Rocky needs to get his sommelier disguise. I'm not sure if he's got something set up for that yet or not. And then Froats is just a timing thing because he's a little far behind right now from that restart. But he does have Tamara down as well. And there's a sommelier disguise for him.
Detonation for Chris 12 seconds ago, and exit pops up and gets 2 points. So it is not Puck Rock 4, Master and Apprentice 3, CX Punk 2, but 1 point still on offer. And I think Punk is closest at the moment, despite Rocky having 1 kill down.
Yeah, without the sommelier disguise for Rocky, this is heavily in Punk's favor right now because he's already got the disguise ready to go. He's just got to get back to it and then pop that kill on exit.
All 6 of them off to such a great start. That Fraught 3-minute disadvantage is all the difference. Otherwise, he would also have a 6, 7, 8 minute strat.
Yeah.
I mean, teammates with Blythe, of course, they know the strategy.
Well,
Or
and he's
can
not.
it be actually Fraught, sorry, taking this 4th place?
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking because he's got. I'm fairly certain he's got the sommelier disguise ready to go.
Changes into
Um,
bodyguard, and that was the only clothing here. Or it should be in the bathroom, right?
it's here on the
Right
stairs.
here.
Yeah,
Okay, even better.
yeah. So now he's just got to get himself to an exit. Punky is heading back to his own sommelier disguise.
Wow, race to the exit, because there's the disguise for Punk. The NPC was found already. I think
Oof.
Froth will go through the frisk if he can. He can't, and
Oh,
he
but
risks
that's
it, and it's found trespassing,
dang.
which is fairly, how would you say, disingenuous, that it is a more powerful disguise than the waiter, and doesn't even let him through with a frisk. So I can imagine Froth trusting it, but such a heartbreak, and he will not get
Yeah,
the 1 point, and it will be Punk with the 1 point. Or is it Rocky? Rocky is also going for an
they're
exit.
both very close. Yeah, they're gonna finish well within time. Punky's a bit ahead, depending on when he triggers this.
It's a race to detonation, and Punk doesn't trust it. Doesn't trust it. Still doesn't detonate, and if Rocky detonates,
Yeah,
well,
Rocky's holding on to the detonator as well.
they
There goes
detonated
the
at the
detonation.
same time almost.
Yeah, we're talking a couple seconds of difference here. Punky's
And there's
out.
there's the done by Chris. And that's done by Rocky.
Yeah, if I mean, if either player trusted that that explosion wouldn't get heard, they could have popped it well ahead of time and just taken it. But yeah, I think that that's gonna go. That's got to go to Punky.
Damn, 5 finishes in 12 minutes and basically an exit trip from the sixth
Wow.
player. This is a really strong start by the semifinalists.
Yeah, but I mean, good job, Frody, for even being able to pull that back after that first rip, and everybody else playing so cleanly. It was pretty much kind of a done deal. But like Frody had himself set up for like a 6.5, 7 minute time for that run, which is pretty impressive, you know, and definitely the fastest one that we see here outside of Blythe and Kate Canetta was pretty close as well.
They had a really, like, Master and Apprentice had the quickest strat. I think that they are the only ones with a slightly quicker, like 6 to 7 minute strat. The others made their 8 to 10 minute strat work first try, but despite it being uh, CX Punk's pick, Master and Apprentice looked ready, and now it's Sapienza next, which is their home turf.
Right. Yeah. This is you gotta favor a team with Frody on Sapienza. You know, that's gonna be a very strong team right there. But I mean, everybody here can show up. I mean, I very impressive work from Kay Canetta being able to get out. And obviously, we it was very very close to taking the point for Rocky. If he would have detonated just a little bit sooner, then we'd be looking at a completely different result screen right here. But uh, but yeah, I mean, 4-3-3. It can't get any closer than that.
It
So
cannot possibly. And if some if another team does a very similar situation as not Pagrok, just taking the win and no other points, I think 7-7-6 is a real possibility. And any tie, and with any tie, we go to map number 3. Try to try to decide which team looks best.
right. Yeah. No, it's I mean, this is great. This is as close as it can be. And, you know, kudos to not Pogrock as well for staying competitive in this, you know, kind of scraping in at the end of the qualifiers, you know, with a very strong Haven showing, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's I would not be one to want to go up against a team of Chris and Punk and Blythe and Froat. So you know, but to be able to step out of that first map with the highest point total is very very strong for them.
And definitely for Rocky, he did mention Kaneta carrying him, and I think Rocky does feel a little bit out of depth. I mean, uh, Chris and Kaneta are our finalists. Blythe and Froth are our champions, and GK Punk undefeated in Roulette, basically, with the
Yeah,
TPI championship.
he's a mad lad.
It's a really tough semifinal, and Rocky was very close to scoring a point here. I think he can be proud of himself, and there's still at least one more map to go.
Yeah, to say that you were a couple of seconds behind GK Punk is nothing to scoff at. Like that's a very strong showing in my opinion.
Um, and wow, if Mendoza was crucial, Sapienza, where we might just see, depending on the spin, it's of course either very straightforward if it involves Lafayette and drowning or electrocution. Of course, Frenny being the harder kill, that usually makes that you start with her. But if you can get some mansion spin uh, with more approaches, and we can see these top players tackling a very familiar map in new ways. I mean, it's just what we were waiting for all day.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I expect to see that as we go into this. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to think of what could come up that would give some of these elite players some pause, and there's really nothing. Like I feel like Sapienza is just one of those things where everybody here knows it well enough that they can post something pretty substantial. You know, I think if we have two members of the same team post a high score, that's going to be pretty massive, especially going into a map like Chongqing, which can be not quite coin flippy, but it can be some. It's one that a lot of people really know. So if we do end up with a high tier draw, this is going to be an interesting one to go into.
Yeah, I just Yeah, I think going back to your question, what could stop these players in Sapienza? I think there's nothing hard in here anymore. But I think what can be annoying is that if they face a spin which looks like 8 or 10 minutes even, uh, which would include, I think, a large firearm and a chapel disguise or a priest or jingles, of course. If they see it, they might get frozen a little. Like, how do I get this fast? Sometimes there are spins which you can't do fast, and you just have to survive. And we'll see if it's that or a speedrun spin. Is the second spin of the semifinal. Silvio Caruso, Silence Pistols, Plague Doctor. Francesca De Santis, Explosion Accident as Gardener. This is a quick one though.
Oh man, yeah, this is quick. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. You see how they go. I mean, obviously the Gardeners start very viable here, and we're seeing a lot of replanning to accommodate for that.
Wow, Francesca Explosion Accident in suit is is a known and tried proxy explosion, proxy taser for the propane. If they do the same with Gardener, which is arguably closer to Francesca, that's the first kill down at a minute 10. If you shoot the panel basically at the start, and then Silvio is right there whenever, this would be an RR world record potential possibility.
Yeah, and I mean, and Froth's got the sniper rifle, so I'm not sure if that is going to be the plan or what here.
It's a very, like, you wouldn't really bring proxy tasers in Roulette at all. I just thought of it like very randomly. I wonder if it will be in any loadouts. And honestly, if you just wait for Francesca to arrive in the office or around that timing, as long as the kill is quick and you don't wait until the 2.5 minute mark, you have such a good advantage in Sapienza.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, the setup for the proxy taser I think is going to be the best way to do that, because then
Volkswagen.
you can set it up and you don't have to
Not
wait
the bug.
for her. Like she's going to walk into that
Volkswagen
herself.
bug.
And that is what Kaneta did. So
Oh, should I have gone
that's
for
a
the
good start for him. Doesn't shoot the panel yet,
with it.
but that will be a very quick Francesca kill.
Probably, right?
It's fine. I brought a micro taser.
And as for the others, no one is approaching Francesca that quickly, but Blight has the sniper, the tactical, Froth as well. They are synced in inventory.
It's 1:30 and she's walking in right now for me.
I should have
This is
done, like,
amazing,
proxy
just seeing
taser, but it's probably not gonna
for the
work
players on the
because-
left side of the screen just doing the setup
I'm gonna trank
very similarly all the way through.
the guard just to be safe because I've got a bad angle, but
Hank with the taser as well, and Kaneta got the kill at 1.5 minutes. Any differences for Punky? Looks at Francesca and maybe Silvio, but doesn't shoot the panel just yet. It's a micro taser though, not a proxy.
dead.
So that will require some extra attention from GK Punk.
And he's checking to see where she's at
Sylvia's
right now
walking. I didn't want
in her cycle.
to shoot the panel.
This will be a very tight window for Punk,
Might be an issue.
and a very crucial one. Definitely don't want to miss this kill.
I'm kind of glad that
Why am I stuck?
Chris has the kill on
I'm gonna pull
Francesca.
up Discord on my phone and see if anybody
Okay,
else
yeah,
finishes.
she's getting close, and Punk is ready with the remote.
1:30 exactly. Yeah.
That's the perfect timing for
So I
Francesca,
tranked
but
the
red
guard
guns
that's
because the
He's
guard is
red
too
guns, the
close.
guard.
Side of the room, and I only need one trank for Silvio.
Well, I'm not even here.
That will be a non-target
non-target
guard
kill.
accident.
Yeah, there it is. Dang, oh, that's so upsetting.
I should have. Jesus Christ! What a
Bly did a
idiot.
bit different approach, taking down both of these guards
That could have happened to me. I
in
wasn't
the room.
really
It's
being
quite
that
rare
careful.
with any timing
I should
actually.
have just done the 2:30 or something.
But we'll get
I
the kill
guess
very
it
soon,
doesn't
and
even have to be 2:30.
no other bodies to
Hurry up,
worry about.
Silvio,
It
Jesus. Don't gun flash.
Yeah, I expected that to be another KO.
We
So the
do
two
have,
guards hidden.
Kakenet is just
I mean,
flying
I
through
should have.
this.
go
He's
down.
got both kills down and is currently working on the virus.
The door's not open.
He's got
so
the remote
chef's not gonna hear
EMP, so it's
anything. I'm going
basically
to
a
get my
sure
plague
thing.
doctor.
Opting to keep his mansion
The
staff
guard isn't
disguise
in the
though.
hallway.
Well,
It is Silence
Kaneta
Pistol Plague Doctor.
seems to
yes.
be winning the second map as well and takes
Yeah.
another 4 points, which brings
Wow.
team
Grab the key card because I forgot to do it
not
already.
Pogrock to 8 points. And the only
That's
reason,
huge.
the only way
I'm
they
going down for
cannot
the
win the
virus.
semi-final is that either of these
Kanetta's
teams
done.
score all remaining 5 if they finish second
I might
and
not get any
third as
points
well.
as the rest
So I
But
think
these
they're
teams
guaranteed to move on unless we
can
both
take
finish it.
second place from each other because Chris looks closest, but Frot has all 3 kills objectives down. Frot will score 3
Actually, I
points,
think
Chris
even
will
then we
score
can beat
2
them.
points, and both will be eliminated by Kaneta's 2
Oh
wins.
man. Yeah,
No,
and
don't
if not
fucking
for the
drop,
the
you
remote
idiots.
taser rip by Punk, like, you know, I
First
think that
gun,
we're looking
GG.
at a different result here
Oh,
because
and the
Punk
virus
was
didn't
well
even
in
get
his way
destroyed.
into that spin.
Nice.
But just such a solid run from Kaneda. Like, I mean, as soon as he loaded in right away, he knew
Guess that's
exactly what he
everybody
wanted to
finished?
do. He had the kill set up first. It
GGs.
just, you know, he knew
No,
what
but
was
we
going to
can
happen.
move
He
on
knew what
now.
was going to win him the map. So, hat tipped, because that's amazing.
Or is it? It's Blight going to... Blight takes the last
Oh!
second because Chris went for the stalactite.
Oh,
And Blight is
no!
the first finisher. Do we have different stream delays? Blight is the third one, and Blight gets 5 points with Fraught for
Oh, I did it too
Master
early.
and Apprentice.
Well,
8 to 8 to 4. Sapienza is already done after 5 minutes, and we will have a
Wow.
map number
Sapiens
3.
was so trash.
Wow.
We did jump the gun with that, I'm sorry.
I
That's
got
it.
so excited because I was like, surely he's got the EMP, but you're right.
Ah,
Stalactite. Jeez.
And for Chris, well, it's actually better for him this way to lose third place, because this way we have a tie for first place and everyone gets back to play map number 3. And with the first and second finish, CX Punk can still advance.
Yeah.
But
that
who
they
expected
kind of
this
have
one?
to. They have to get that first and second finish, don't they? Because otherwise, it can go the other way.
Yep. Wow. And we can see it now. 8 for Not Pogrock, 8 for Master and Apprentice, and CX Punk 4 behind. They still return for map number 3 though.
Oh, but Chris and Punk are offline.
Yeah, I think they're not aware of map number 3 still happening.
They might not realize that they still have a way into this. So we'll see if we can get them back online here.
Yeah, I believe everyone comes back, yeah. But it
Well,
is nice, interesting to see that Mendoza first. It was actually CX Punk finishing with both players first, and then Master Apprentice finishing Sapienza with both players first.
yeah, and again, just keeping us guessing because it that really it flip flops the results around so well. It's very interesting to see how these players are approaching these maps, and obviously, like everybody looked pretty strong. You know, I don't think that we would necessarily have seen a finish from Rocky here within the time frame, but still, you know, like the setups and stuff for these players has been really good. Kakenet is just playing incredibly cleanly right now, which is to be expected. But yeah, just propelling their team even further. And so we'll get to see Chong King, which is exciting. Like, I'm glad to see these players play on Chong King. Chong King is a great map to really separate them. So.
And this is all we needed to see the third best team's map pick. Third best team in this semi-final, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen Chongqing maybe in the final if they advance. And yeah, the Kaneta clutch, he thought of the taser first, and worked out first try and basically won him the 4 points.
So I know that if CX Punk finishes first and second, they will get 7 points added on to get to 11. What happens if another team finishes third and fourth? Because that will also get them to 11. Do we have another decider to play after that?
No, we do end up with after. So 3 maps is the maximum we play, and if there is a tie after 3 maps, then the best map 3 finish. So whoever scored most.
Oh, I see.
Whoever scores 4 points or 3 or 2, like the remaining teams.
Their placement matters. Yeah. Okay. Well, excellent. Well, yeah. So CX Punk has to finish first and second in order to move on, and then Master and Apprentice or not Pogrock basically have to just finish one better than the other, and that's going to determine who's going to move forward. But yeah, CS Punk has to take that first and second place spot if they want to move on.
Yeah, and the main objective for both, of course, it's slightly different, but someone has to stop K Kaneta, because first place out of 6 in 2 maps each, and the rest are lucky that this isn't over yet.
And a comfortable first place. It's not like, oh, okay, Kaneta gets out, and then the second, like, no, just full steam ahead, able to take that first place and just rest before the next match. That's just insane. That's insane. So, but again, not unexpected, you know. I mean, we saw it even in the qualifying play. When K Kaneta was at the wheel, they had 2 third place finishes, I believe it was.
11 points each, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, and so the finish on Hokkaido and then the finish on Haven as well, which, you know, it's I'm not surprised with the play here, but really turning it on in the heat of the competition.
And Rocky also doing his part, scoring the necessary points in the qualifying and almost scoring one in Mendoza, but now cannot Pogrock get this win after almost getting it after map 2. Here is the last spin of the first semifinal. Hush, Garden Fork as Researcher, Imogen Royce, Explosive Weapon as Street Guard.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, nobody's surprised by this. K Kaneta is already well into the load time. Next up is Chris, but K Kaneta has a 10-second lead on that. Everybody opting to start balcony, which is very viable for this. Get yourself the early isolation on Hush, but you have all of your kill stuff right there. So you pick up the Garden Fork right from the start. You can grab the Researcher and mosey from there.
Oh no, the players are missing the action. Early loadings, no one's in the block just yet. But yeah, we did get the spin a minute ago. Now everyone is.
Even though there's no guards there, you still get rid.
It's getting closer, and Fruit with a drone shot at 38 seconds. That might be the first one of the 6 players. I'm not sure.
30 seconds.
Definitely notable, and he's getting to this top floor. Now the big question is to use the deprivation chamber or Hush's office, and Fruit opts for the former.
K Kaneta is going to be locking down Imogen with this knockout on Hush.
Can I just climb down this way, please?
Froat has isolated the Researcher. He's also got Hush right here. He's just got to deal with Mogwai, and Mogwai goes down.
I don't have any melee.
So yeah, so Froat should have his kill here. K Kaneta just getting his Garden Fort kill on Hush as well. But he does have the lockdown Imogen to deal with as well.
And is it a positive or a negative? I guess that remains to be seen. I found it like early on, lockdown plus drone shoot is about the same in both cases as just not locking her down. So I guess this is one where we'll see this in action. Kaneta with
what the
8-second in-game time lead over Froat, the first 2 who have eliminated the target. Rocky with a restart, and Chris and Punk would be about a minute in, but Chris with another restart now.
Just got enforced by Mogwai for no reason.
Punky is going for the same isolation we've been seeing as far as knocking out this room, trying for Hush, and then take out the individual NPCs that are in here as well.
Kaneta once again in the lead, but this time second and third place finisher are well in a lead. Blythe and Froth could be scoring those 5 points.
Move.
Punky with the
Which
Garden
are
Fort
enough.
kill.
That would be now 4 players
I need to
with the
put
Hush kill down.
some
Rocky
up here.
should have everything ready for this Hush one. This is
Oh,
Subdue,
this
which
is locked. Are you
might turn into red
kidding me?
guns. Let's watch out for Rocky's
If this lands on the air
case,
conditioning
but
unit, I'm gonna kill myself.
remains green. So there's the kill, but Hush's
How's
guard,
that
Mogwai,
locked?
needs to be
He's gonna have
taken
to
care
get
of as
this
well. Hopefully
backwards
Rocky
and
doesn't
shit.
forget.
It looks like he's dealing with it now. Let's see what's he opting to do here. Doing a little bit of disguise shuffle there, but Mogwai's
But
gonna walk through
takes
the
too
door in the
long.
meantime. Yeah, that's gonna be a
Nothing.
restart there.
This guy should stop
So
enforcing
Kekaneta
around here,
is
right?
is currently waiting.
Nope, he
He's
doesn't.
got his street guard disguise. Froat is working on getting that. He's already got Imogen down as well. Kekaneta with
is-
the knockouts on
This
both
is really
players.
close because Froth shot the drone early and Imogen got there earlier than Kaneta. Froth will be the one getting the 4 points, and this changes everything for this semi-final because Blythe is already getting set up for Imogen as well, and Kaneta might score 3 points, but as Blythe scores 2, if Blythe scores 2, of course the green guns are important here, then Master and Apprentice might take this semi-final. Froth has the 4 points, Kaneta has the 3
I'm
points.
about
Let's see
to.
how the others finish.
I'm running through the exit.
And I'm in.
Yeah, Blythe with the kill is just heading straight for that scooter. It's looking pretty good for him.
Alright, I'm done.
And there's the 2 points,
Oh,
third
where
place
is it?
finish for Blythe. We can see the
Where's
done
it?
now.
Oh.
And this ends the second semi-final.
Alright,
It
so
ends the
first-
first semi-final, sorry.
Yeah,
And we can go to the
nice,
second one
GGs.
now.
Oof.
And Kekaneta just barely couldn't win all 3 maps. But in the end,
GG's
Master and
But
Apprentice
so
was
close.
through. Was crazy close. I mean, the fact that we went to 3 maps already.
Yeah, I mean, and that's absolutely wild. But well done by Froat and Blythe as well, because I mean those are 2 very solid times. I mean both times, in-game times were able to beat Kekaneta's in-game time. But yeah, just really solid play all the way through in order to get themselves through to the finals.
Confirmation of the final standings of the first semi-final, and because basically the result has decided we don't have to wait for the 4th place finisher. It is Master Apprentice scoring 14, and no one can catch them once Blythe finished, and they will advance to the final as the first team from here. And we can see that the second semi-final will be ready very shortly now. Phanium and T-North with the Young and Restless against Pidgeot and Ducker in Ducky Arrow, and Agent 420 and HITMAN as the 420 O's. Ooh, that was very... with the second semifinal, when we will find out who will play Blind and Fraud 7 in the final of Team Roulette 3. We have another 3 teams lining up here for us. The Young and Restless first, Phanium and T-North finishing second in qualifying, and they chose Isle of Scale as the first map. Ducky Arrow, the number 3 seed, with Pidgeotto and Ducker, have chosen New York as the second map. And after this, anything can happen. We might see the third map definitely, which would be Miami, chosen by Agent 420 and HITMAN, also known as the 420 O's. Hi, Gunther again.
Hello. It's been a while.
Can we top this first semifinal somehow is the question.
Yeah, I don't know because it's really going to depend if it forces us to a third map. Obviously, we have New York in the middle, but I feel like New York can be such a quick map. We can see like the same type of thing we saw with Sapienza, where even if a team looks strong, it might change the outcome. So this will be exciting to see, nonetheless. But definitely going to see scale. Definitely going to see New York. Let's see if it forces us to Miami. We now have the spin live. I'll go ahead and read that out in for fun. We have an explosive accident on Zoe while disguised as the entertainer. And we have Sophia Washington with scissors while disguised as Jebediah Block.
Block is always a welcome addition. I think the entertainer's chest passing, which will make chest passing on Sophia's floor, making maybe the Jebediah isolation easier with a peekaboo. Besides, explosion accident and an interesting disguise. And also the entertainer is a bit out of the way, so far from your usual spin, but not too hard either.
No, exactly. And it's looking like, because we're seeing Pajero go straight into it and getting the Master Ceremonies lore started. And so I'm guessing we're going to see a kill setup for a remote detonation down the line.
And it's probably the quickest approach to ammo stealer, shooting the money pit as soon as possible. So Zoe is already coming here. Can't really see it on the mini map, but I mean,
Yeah.
if it's practice, then probably works out timing wise. I mean, of course, Zoe can sometimes run, but I think it's not the case. And although she is close, but everything is ready for the isolation.
And she's going to see that body. Her guard is lagging well behind, which she's just gone into lockdown, but he does get the door closed in time. She's going to run right through the door, though, and that's going to be a restart. Oh, just unfortunate timing, her being so far ahead of the guard there. Meanwhile, Agent 420 is going for a similar setup here, and has more body hiding to do, but still obviously very capable in this Master Ceremonies lore.
Teammates going different approach. Ducker started the ARC member, and I think it's a flash phone, which or any phone probably, which gets Zoe around this corner nicely. And 50 seconds down, that's Zoe already isolated.
Right.
And
It
this
should
is
be
another
pretty easy to set up that explosive accident kill for him as well.
Yeah, and with the bullet distraction, this is another good disguise, which would give him access all the way to block. Propane flask is quite close, so that's probably not an issue. Or it could also be some disguise juggling.
Yeah, Oz is working on that Jebediah Block peekaboo, but not aiming his pistol at Jebediah Block's head, which is what you need to get the spot early enough, or so I've been told. So it's quite possible that he'll be able to get this disguise early, and in time enough to get Sophia in this room. But where are the scissors on this map again? I think that there's some up here that you can grab.
So for the scissors, you would probably go to the floor between Sophia and Zoe, which would also known as floor 4 or level 4. Ooh, that's close for PG, but gets it before the door opens. And on floor 4, basically, there is a frisk point, but not with the raiders and portmen, but with the event stuff, and there's a scissor in there. Fenium
Okay.
going for the peekaboo. But also Sophia is in here already, so.
Yeah, and
Oh, the briefcase.
Ducker also has his he's also got his Zoe or his Sophia down. No scissors just yet though, so he's gonna have to get a disguise. I mean, he's got the architect out here that he can grab as well, who can go and grab those scissors, if he so chooses.
Oh, 420 gets caught by enforcers of the elite guard, so that's a restart, and both of the 420s are starting their mission again. Ducker and
Yeah.
Fenium are both getting block, and Fenium was successful in acquiring this guy, so beyond the scissors, this is looking close for a first kill for Fenium. And Ducker is looking to get the same now, just passing to get the peekaboo going, and there's block. Middle column, bottom stream. Can he get the disguise before Sophia is noticed? Oh, it was close but successful.
Very well done. And yeah, very risky plays there, but they pay off. Pay off pretty well. So all right, so Ducker has Sophia ready to go, has Zoe ready to go. Now it's just a matter of going around and getting the kill conditions set up. So no explosive setup just yet, but plenty of propane flasks between here and there. There's the scissors for Ducker, and it looks like O's is heading for the same pair of scissors right now as Jebediah Block. That is a good use of disguises so that you're not shuffling one more, as Jebediah Block is allowed here as well.
Fenium very nicely noticing that the roaming guards are coming around. And as entertainer, you're trespassing here either way. So with one bullet distraction, he can get into the MOC room, but of course it's far from trivial. Now gets inside, and calmer in hand, if he finds the right people with the shot, then this is looking like a very promising isolation. And definitely Fenium is the fastest so far.
Yeah, excellent. And he's got a propane flask right in this room, so he's got his explosive accident ready to go as soon as he gets Zoe here.
Ducker, of course,
Teamwork.
another player with lots of progress, and that is, of course, Zoe is already isolated, so
Right.
propane is needed, which is right here in this room, and the taser is also here, so the kill can be set up, and just a entertainer is needed, which I think will result in a main start, a harbor exit, sorry, which is the main start of scale, of course.
Jiro going for a seeker shot on Sophia. He's gonna be able to hit it, and then peeling her guard off of her as well.
Fenium places a gun for, I believe, Zoe's personal guard. I think Zoe doesn't care about item placement, so... Oh, Fenium is going to do this live. In a
Should be able
couple
to
of
do
seconds.
that. You've got Jebediah blocks this guy, so you can get through all this stuff no problem, and he can just leave that body there. Don't have to worry about boxing it up. So I mean, it's definitely quick, and then yeah, he just gets on out of there. Perfect. Ducker is heading toward an exit right now. He's got his remote in hand, most likely to set off the taser, set off the explosive accident, and then do a quick exit. It's looking pretty good. Looking like he's gonna have the first exit and the first points of the semifinal.
Tucker takes the win in scale. Fenium just a bit behind, changing into Custodian, which is also non-trespassing. He had to wait for Zoe to calm down and actually eventually KO her, because she saw the Custodian sedated. So Fenium takes 3 points, but still a good start for the young and restless. And T-North was just late for Zoe in that room, so couldn't get the isolation down. but the elite guard has already been taken care of, and let's see if T-Nord can make it a long ranger, but
Oh,
it doesn't
this-
seem to be.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult shot to pull off, but he can. I think he's going to go back and move the propane flask to a more friendly location for that shot. Can't be much further than she is. Maybe if he sets it on that ledge, I don't know.
Needs to be quick though, because Pijero is also going to the harbor exit, and
Yeah,
he's about to get the 2 points, so it is 1 point or 0 for T-Nord. But at least he's looking actually not so convincingly in the lead, because HITMAN already has a lot of setup as well.
right.
So not a lot of time to waste. T-Nord just cannot get it going. At this point, might as well wait until Zoe is back, and I think she's already talking about ruining the mission story, so she should go back down here. But who finishes first? Because Oshitman will also run to the main exit at this point. Unless the
Yeah.
entertainer is here. Oh, wrong prompt.
Oh no. Yeah, he's grabbing the elite guard so that he can hot swap once he does this loud explosive. Or does he have the entertainer up here? He might not.
Seems not. Seems like he just wanted a disguise, which gives him access all the way there. And this gives T-Nord the chance to score that point. Oh, watch out for the second shot, because you're really
okay.
close.
Yeah, he was incredibly close there.
Oh, and T-Nord also wants to do some disguise swaps, which might be... Of course, entertainer is trespassing, so it's a lot of things going on in T-Nord's mind, but not a lot
Trying to
to go
find the
for
best.
oh shit man, because he just needs to get to this entertainer and then the exit.
Yeah. Does he have a way through this door? He does. Okay.
T-Nord. Oh, it was just the first kill. That was sorry about that, and also getting hunted. I was so ready for T-Nord to call it a 4th place finish, but Sophia wasn't eliminated.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was thinking that he was disguise shuffling so he could grab something to get to the helicopter, but I neglected to pay attention to the HUD.
Yeah,
I don't
me too.
even know if I saw him grab Jebediah block, but we are seeing O's head to the harbor exit. He's got the remote detonator in hand. So this should be, there's the explosive accident kill, there's the exits, and that should be the final point awarded in this semifinal.
Bit of a back and forth and a bit of a confusion on our end, but there is the 4th points or the 4th placements awarded, and it is a bit different situation after the first map. We will see in just a moment, but all 3 teams with at least 1 point on the board, so
Yeah,
far from over.
it's not as close, but you know what? Still pretty solid that every team was able to walk away with at least 1 point. You know, obviously, Ducker and Pajero looking really strong with 6 points. It's theirs to lose at this point, as long as they can finish second or above in the next map, which is New York. You gotta think that they are going to be capable on these maps. Then it's going to be theirs for the taking. So
3-point lead, as long as one of them does quite well, as you said. Just a few points are needed, and if 420 O's and the Young and Restless somehow share the spoils, might just keep Taki Arrow in the lead.
that is true. Yeah, I think a second or above would solidify it for them, no doubt. But if they even if they do finish middle of the pack, you know, and let's say it's 420 euros who takes first place, like that still doesn't put them above Pajero and Ducker, you know. So O's is definitely on the back foot here. Needs to take top 2 spots to stay competitive, and Young and the Restless has to do basically the same thing as well. So it's the Heroes' match to lose at this point.
Opportunities on all sides, and probably a very quick New York to decide it all. If we see 4 first try finishes, then it's 3 to 4 minutes, and we get a
Yeah.
finish.
We thought that Sapienza was fast. Well,
Oh boy.
we're gonna have to we're gonna have a lot of stuff to juggle here, but we're up to the task.
And there's a spin, just under 4 minutes to go. And of course, it's a one-day event, so the grand final will also be held today after this semi-final concludes. Another ban will take place. Another peak ban phase will take place, and then just a bit of a delay to have everyone set up for the last match. There is one more twist for the final, though, that hasn't been changed because the number of teams remain the same. Is that 2 spins will be given out to each team, and a map is taken if both players finish a spin, and it has to be a different one within a team.
Oh, excellent. So same map for a team, but they each have different spins.
Yes.
Oh wow, that'll be complex.
It will be complex, and for the players as well. Everything is complex for us casters and viewers with all these screens going on, but there's been a precedent of both players doing the same spin, so just need to be careful on what you pick.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works as well, because up to now the players have been able to work together to complete the same spins, but obviously they can still be working together, helping each other with their respective spins. But let's hope that it doesn't cause any confusion.
Yeah, there's a possibility for that, but finalists have already proven great teamwork, so just
Yeah,
need to keep it up and finish the job.
yeah, and I mean we've seen really solid play all the way through, so I expect to see nothing less going forward.
And 90 seconds until second spin of the second semi-final. This has been 4 maps in the qualifying, another 3 in the first semi. So this is map number 9 for us today. A long day, but for everyone for sure.
Definitely. I mean, as long as it's been for us, I could not imagine playing this many maps back to back to back as part of a competition. That would be so much to handle.
It's an endurance for sure. And a lot will be decided in this office shown by Pijero.
Oh,
It's a game crash though.
I think that's a game crash. Okay, well,
45 seconds to get back into the game. He has had issues in the past, not getting up the game first try.
yeah, that was I believe it was a dart being shot at the door that caused the issue.
Yeah. Wonder if we'll see a delay or not. It's very close, but also it's not a 1v1. Of course, more crashes can happen.
Right.
8 seconds. It doesn't seem like we'll have a respin though, or a delay.
Pajero has put in the chat that there was a crash, but the spin itself goes live. You want to read this one in for fun?
I will. It is electrocution as investment banker for Athena Savalas. With I guess the 2 mainline routes is either make her sick and get ready with something for her at the bathroom downstairs, or use there's a water cooler in the break room in the executive break room, I guess, next to the agency pickup. But of course, you still need an item like a taser or an EMP.
Right. I think that's most likely what we're gonna see is that water cooler. Saw Ducker's planning. He had a taser as his agency pickup, or no, sorry, he had it in his inventory, and an agency pickup in her office as well.
So since only one item is needed, and the disguise is from any start quite simple because there is at least one investment banker isolating himself in this bathroom, which Tucker might be approaching to his left.
Mm-hmm.
So no
That's
items needed
the-
for the disguise.
It's the one that Famium had just grabbed as well. Oh, that's gonna be a rip from Famium though,
Oh,
as he runs right
good
into the
trespassing.
security room. But Ducker
Which
is gonna take care of the cameras first, and then go and still meets the timing just fine to get the investment banker disguise. Should be in time here to get Fabian as well. So that's gonna be a second data disk, and then he's just gonna have to deal with Athena.
Few players have the right disguise, both from Dakiero and PG might be the first one to, after his crash, it might be the first one to get the isolation completed. If he
Yeah.
hits that jank shot on the other guard, the cameras are still going, so that might be bodies being found and could prove him to be risky in just a couple of seconds because bodies will keep being found. Someone will investigate this one for PG. And
Yeah.
that is a very scary camera grid.
That is, I mean, he does manage to get the body hidden, the only KO'd body aside from Athena, but he's got a lot of work to do because somebody's gonna come in. If he has
There's
anybody
Athena.
find Athena right there, yeah, that's gonna be a restart. So close.
Just need something for that camera, or of course, alternative strategy.
Yeah, and I think that we're seeing really good play from everybody, but Ducker taking out the cameras early like that really helps in terms of isolating in this room because then you don't have to worry about it or any of the cameras for that matter. O's
Not
has
the
a
alternative.
lockdown.
Oh yeah. all three teams are doing something notable. That's a nice way to keep green guns for HITMAN. We'll go back to green guns, but it's a very long drag for him to the water cooler.
Yeah, same goes for Ducker. He's got some bodies to move around.
I wonder if he plans to shoot a loud weapon to puncture the water cooler. And that might be the reason the bodies are being hidden, or at least the ones that he KO'd. And there's the Bartoli in hand. Taser next to it.
Tenor is grabbing the second data disk. We're getting a replan from Fanium. Looks like he's opting to bring in a silenced pistol. Ducker has the kill set up. He's got all of the data disks. There's the electrocution kill. He's right by the CEO exit. He should be out first. And indeed, we do
4
have
points
a
to Tucker.
done in the chat. So that's 4 points to Ducker. I mean, that solidifies it.
It has to be enough, right? I'm just seeing.
10 points. There's no way that any team can make up that ground, no matter what they finish.
Nope, it's not, because you can score 10 points in one match, or the 3 teams together can score that many. So it's 20 points for a team to, like, 20 points altogether. So if someone scores 10 and everyone scored at least 1, it's cannot be turned over. But Pidgeot will probably do the final punch.
Yeah, he's already got everything set up. Now it's just a matter of getting the 2 clues.
And we might see a finish here or there, which may or may not award points, but as Ducker mentions in chat, it cannot be changed, the result. So once Yanni ends it, or I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because it's New York. You wouldn't really want to cut them off if we can see some finishes in the next minute or so. But
Yeah, no, we get confirmation from Yanni that we're gonna play this out.
right,
T-Nort getting out.
scoring 3 points and solidifying their second place in this semi.
And Fanium is looking to
Stair slides into the camera.
Stair slides into the camera. I don't
That's
know
a
if that
brilliant
was
finish.
that's just a stylized way to finish.
Yep. Oh, PG misses. So, but he still has a chunk shot left.
Did he? Yeah. Did he miss or did the guard eat it? Because I thought that the line looked good.
It was really hard to see, but won't really get a disc from it just quickly, and this might allow for 20 euros to get a point or two in the bag, because Athena is eliminated on 420 side, and
Gotta avoid
everything
this
is ready
camera.
for. Oh shit, man!
Yep, there he goes. And I think he's still got both the data discs to grab. So he's got to take care of Fanium, or he's got to take care of Fabian. Excuse me.
We take care of Fanium.
Take care of Fanium. And he misses the first trank shot. I think he shot that into the plant. So.
And crime noticed by 420, so it's
Yeah.
a restart. Okay, so HITMAN has all objectives, so he will have a finish soon, but doesn't have the CEO keycard. He's I guess we see it now.
Oh,
He
yeah.
turns around. Oh, he doesn't. And he was the player with long drag from the office, so
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for him. Main exit it is, and early restart or restarts an early place for 20 and Fanium. So PG might get this third place now.
Yeah, and we have Ducker saying in the chat that Pidgey is done. So calling down for his teammate.
And we will see HITMAN with a point, it seems like, because both of the remaining players are early in their runs. So another point for 20 euros, but a third place finish in the second semi-final, and this has been confirmed already, but Takiero with 12 points will make it to the final as the second team.
Yeah, 12 points in 2 maps is a strong showing.
Yeah. Very consistent every time they scored points. So it is definitely consistency against consistency, but they are both quick, both Takiero and Master and Apprentice.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the map picks. Because I think that's really going to influence the outcome. But couldn't have been closer seeded. You know, Takiero 3rd seed and Master and Apprentice 4th seed. But these players as well, champions and contenders all. So this is going to be
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a good final.
Oh boy. Blythe, Fraud 7, Pajero and Tucker. Crazy quartet.
We'll take a look at the results screen here. So, yeah, I mean, very, very strong showings from all players again, you know, which is understandable at this point. Unfortunately, Agent 420 knows could not get it going there on New York, but still, I mean, did incredibly well to make it this far. But just, I mean, really powerful competition in Fanium and T-Nort and Pajero and Ducker as well.
Yeah, this leaves us with one match, the final, with its own pick and ban phase and its own setting up phase. So we might just take another little break and then bring the last match of the day in about 10 or 15 minutes. it's time for the match we've been waiting for. After 4.5 hours of the 13 teams, only became 2. On the left, it is Master and Apprentice, Blythe and 47, the R7 and R6 PC champion. On the right, Pijero and Ducker as Takiero. Pijero, the first winner of Team Roulette with Chaos, and Ducker just 6th time, I believe now, 6th time RR champions.
Yeah, only 6 though.
Yeah,
So-
it was 6th stuff, I think. Really excited for this one. One last format change, one last match to decide it all. And as you can see that there are 2 spins live. Not tied to any player, but the two spins are for both players in a sense that if players have to decide on a spin at one point, they have to finish different spins basically, and they get the map win if both of them finish a different spin first, quicker than the other team. That's basically the twist for this final.
Yep, and if both players are able to finish it, so for instance, if Blythe and Frody both finish Miami first, then they will get the point. If Pajero or Ducker finish Miami first, they will get the point. So
it is essentially a best of 2. So first 1.5 points, if you will. If someone takes both maps, it's over. If they share the points, or yeah, if it's 1-1, then we have to go to the random map in the end. But 1.5 points means it if we see a tie or something. We go to Miami first, chosen by Dakiero, the higher seed, PG and Ducker, and then Marrakesh was chosen by Blyden 47. And just 20 seconds to go.
We don't have the random map decided just yet. Is that correct?
That is correct. If we get there, so in case of a 1-1 score, we take the 18 map pool, we take away the 4, 7, 10, the 12 maps which have been played by that point, and we will end up with just 6 from which we spin the last map, but we have to get there first, and for that we need to go these do these 2 maps and 2 Miami spins. One is Sierra Knox Loud SMG as Vader and Robert Knox Screwdriver as Kowloon Driver. And the other one is Sierra Knox Cleaver as Blue Street Driver and Robert Knox Pistol as Thwack Mechanic.
Okay, excellent. So we'll see here shortly which player is taking which spin. Pajero right into it, already loaded in, just sprinting away. Looks like he's heading for Noxie first. Fro is starting waiter, grabbing the sugar there. I've got to imagine that this means that Fro, while grabbing the cleaver and the sugar in the waiter disguise, is looking at the second spin.
Seems to me as well. And then probably a journey to the Blue Sea Driver, probably with a crowbar in hand, which means that if you open that door, he will investigate. Yeah, going through this hallway and opening this gate. So it is easier for us to see Master and Apprentice because Blythe is already going for the Kowloon Driver as well. So yeah, Blythe for top spin, Frode for bottom.
But an early isolation here on Robert Knox from Pajero. So he could still be taking either or. Gets a bit of a whoosh there from Robert Knox, but it's not going to deter him from getting the knockouts that he needs.
Was hesitating for a second if he wants to get the red guns, I guess, but he opts for those. And Robert isolation makes me think of a pistol snipe, actually, in the end.
Yeah.
So he would go bottom probably.
That's not a bad idea, especially where the Thwack Mechanic is located. So I approve of this idea.
And then Ducker sets himself up for a loud SMG Vader kill. That's the agency pickup right here. Would be very much surprised if there's no SMG in there. And it's a very straightforward sugar from there, and he is going to be racing Blythe in that regard. Yeah. And you can see it's very similar at the moment.
Very similar, almost delayed stream. I'm just gonna check and make sure they are in fact different channel IDs. They are. Okay. Good. We're-
Just the level of play in the final.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain stage, like you're gonna see a lot of the same strats and stuff like that, and just very minimal differences in execution.
Yeah, not much to mention here. But actually, Froth is now in the garage as well, but as the blue
Yeah.
seed driver, so we'll see triple synchronized cutscenes, I believe, with Ducker first, and then Blythe and Froth. Froth and Blythe, I guess.
Wow, this is yeah, no, this is amazing. It's going very, very well. So Pajiro's the only one who's not in the garage right now. Avoiding
It's a
the
bit
street
stuck,
enforcer there.
but yeah, still almost said still green guns, but still SA viable because of course
Yeah.
Robert is a witness.
Yeah, that's got to be so nerve wracking to. I mean, you know that you'll get those green guns back, but at the same time, it's always just so much more comforting when you can look down to the lower left of your screen, see the green guns, and just know that you're fine. But Froat is going for the peekaboo now. He's already got the cleaver. So
Let's
we'll
see
see a
if
quick kill here.
yeah, if all of these peekaboos work. Hopefully they do. It was Ducker first, of course, and seems to be working.
Yep,
Blythe
he's
with a
got his.
buffer, but it might just be my end, and there will be 2 loud kills very shortly.
Yeah, Froat with the cleaver kill. There goes the body dump for Ducker. There goes the body dump for Blythe. Now it's just a matter of getting out of the garage. Blythe taking a little extra cautious and changing into a non-trespassing disguise. He'll be able to get out cleanly. Ducker, same goes. He's got some enforcers to watch out for, but he should be fine as well. Pidgeiro is grabbing the blue seed driver now as well. Most likely heading over to the Nox thing, and I think you're right. The pistol snipe is going to be really beneficial for him here.
And of course, when we meant synchronized action from Blythe and Ducker, there was also a 40-second in-game time difference, and that was used by Blythe to get the Cowan driver. And of course, the screwdriver is very easy to find, so Blythe is on his way to get the second half of this top spin down. Ducker just a bit behind for now compared to Blythe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that the benefit of getting that Kowloon driver early is going to be a boon to him. His timing is
Especially
still working out pretty well. The Kowloon driver is just outside, but he's got this Kronstadt mechanic to work with as well. Like all this stuff is just added time.
if Ducker can, yeah, I think that's the Cowan here, so he'll get the disguise, but of course a bit behind. The big question, however, is how will Pijero's alternative approach fare against Froat's Robert kill? Froat, of course, still needs Robert. PG has everything ready for the Sugar strat and the Sierra kill, but of course that's a long cutscene and a peekaboo still.
Yeah, absolutely. Gier also has to worry about cameras, is why we see him going above instead of underneath. And yeah, it looks like he's got to grab his cleaver as well.
That fish was seen, so he can't turn the
Yeah.
2 guys around the same way.
Grabs the sugar. I didn't see him grab the cleaver. Does he have a cleaver from somewhere else, maybe?
When he was Kronstadt bodyguard, he got a cleaver from the food vendor start, I just remembered.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, Blythe is on his way to the exit right now.
Ducker a bit behind, but what's really crucial for Master and Apprentice is that Froth is also getting ready for the kill. Very good timing on Robert on the same floor when the laptop was shot. And this is just a pistol kill away. Will not drag Robert, that has caused issues in the past, but just 15 seconds or so he has to survive with Robert not found. Crowbar to open the gate. Will we have our second finisher?
Wow.
We will.
Oh, very, very well done. I mean, obviously, like I like the pistol snipe strat, but just being able to get into these disguises and live on one side of the map for the longest period of time instead of having to do what is essentially the double back with the pistol shot strat, the pistol snipe strat is, I mean, it pays off very handily for Blythe and Froat. Because, I mean,
Pistol
Pidgey
snipe
and
is,
Ducker
yeah.
had really clean runs,
Yeah, that's the case. Just a minute faster, a minute or so faster on the left side. Straight for the disguises, everything just went so smoothly for them. And the Pijero's concept of the pistol snipe also worked very well, but getting there in suit also took a while.
Yeah,
So that might have been the
definitely.
difference.
Definitely. So yeah, our first points are gonna go over to Master and Apprentice, Blythe and Froat. But we still have another map. We're going to Marrakesh. But yeah, this is pretty big because that was Ducker and Pajero's pick was Miami.
Yeah, and season 1 map, that's always
Yeah,
for
exactly.
for Froat at least. I think a difference. His best season. Not that he's not great at any of the seasons, but
Right, yeah. But we'll get our spins here in 3 minutes time. And that'll decide stuff unless Ducker and Pajero can take this map and force a tie. We're looking at a clean sweep here.
this is the championship point for Blind and Froat. If they can finish this one before PG and Ducker, then it's all over. If it isn't, then we have one last map of the day. We are getting to the end now after this almost 5-hour day. It was expected to be 5 hours. We're at 4.5 hours now, 4 hours 37.
So what spin do you think comes up that's going to cause us to see either of these two teams struggle? What do we see as the complication here?
I think in short, it would be raise aloud. Because of the consulate stuff, it would require something specific, either honeycomb, what is it? No, it's cherry blossom from the consulate to move Reza. But anyway, it's either that or just dismissing all the people in the school or something with the prisoner. It's just not the usual stuff, which would be, of course, the radio isolation or the intercom for Reza.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I love the idea of having a loud kill. Just something because these players are so clean. I really want to see them tackle what is a more complex issue. I don't want to see something that's just simple to actually test their mettle. It'll be good to see in a minute when the spin goes live what we have to deal with, but especially because we have 2 spins, it's going to be interesting to see which player is going to take which strat. Because all 4 players in Miami just dove right in, knew exactly what they were going to do. So obviously they have great communication between them all. Just obviously Blythe and Froat with a bit faster strats there. Able to get it done.
I wonder what's the reason for the quick loadings. Did they decide in advance that player 1 or certain player goes for the first spin, a certain player goes for the other, which is also viable, but
yeah,
perhaps if the spins are very different and someone is more comfortable on one, it is worth discussing, but otherwise, of course, it's real time, which is taken.
I think that you're right. I think that it is just these players are like, all right, I got link 1. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what comes up. That's what I'm doing, Because, I mean, all the players are very strong for that, so... But we have these lives. You want me to read these out in for fun?
Please do.
So we have Reza Zaydan with an injected poison as the consulate janitor for the first spin. Klaus with scissors as the shopkeeper for the first spin. For the second spin, we have Reza Zaydan with a silenced SMG as the food vendor, and Klaus Hugo Strandberg with a kitchen knife, all these guys, as the fortune teller. So The second spin, I think, is probably more difficult of the two because of the food vendor and the fortune teller. There are obviously easy ways to get the fortune teller disguise. Food vendor is one of the more annoying disguises I have found. So that spin has a lot of stuff. And then obviously for the first spin, we have a live kill for Reza in the form of injected poison. But it's not the end of the world. Like, a live kill isn't going to do much to these players, I feel. Um, and we see Froat jump right in, going for his patented snail uh, uh, strat to get the fortune teller disguise here. So that makes sense that he's going to be taking the second spin here. Blythe starting as the shopkeeper as well. Pajiro's going for the he just landed the seeker dart on the fortune teller, so he's going to be going for the second spin, which leaves Ducker with the first spin over on Dakiro's side.
It's the same distribution again, so the diagonals will be racing each other, and brought in an early restart with the snail because I think the dart was eaten by the fortune teller. That was definitely looking like a hit. There we go. That's what that's what you're looking for. Fortune teller grabs, and that's the first disguise. This is big for the second spin, which definitely seems the longer one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just kind of shows how powerful those 7 deadly sins items can be because, like, that is a and he's gonna get spotted. I think he had an illegal weapon out. He grabbed the kitchen knife, and I don't think that he was able to stow it quick enough. But regardless, like, that's 40 seconds in. If you're gonna be restarting, you would rather restart in the first part of it. Like, Pajero is still gonna need to get the disguise and the kitchen knife, and if he rips at this point, he's already twice the time that Froat has spent in the map. So it's definitely beneficial to have those 7 deadly sin items.
Yeah, and just such a difference in approach. Like it's a minute 30 when Pidgeot gets the fortune teller, and I think that point you are just too far away from Klaus to make it to 230, especially
Right.
with no kitchen knife, although that could be a food vendor start from PG. No, I think they started main, so
Yeah,
he
he
still has
started
to pick up a kitchen knife.
that seeker shot, so he still doesn't have that. And then obviously, like you said, the food vendor, like, they're gonna have to deal with getting the food vendor again. Blythe is up by where Klaus is gonna be, and I believe he's already got his scissors as well, so he should be able to get this isolation and get this kill real quick on Klaus, and then it's just the the live kill of injected poison on Reza, but he's right by the consulate janitor disguise. Certainly expecting that to be pretty quick.
Looks good for Blight. Scissors are very easy to pick up in the market area, so should definitely be the case by now. Ducker behind by 1 minute, body shotting everyone around to get this to get the keys for the Reza exit, but also the shotgun to open this door. I think there was a key card there, but why not go loud, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he just ran right by that soldier with a shotgun and he was fine, so that's no problems there.
Yeah, and this might just be what Ducker needs to catch up to Blythe. Still think that's the quicker spin, so might not matter in the end. But with the keys, you can exit much quicker, and you are always kept by this 230 mark, so Tucker has a bit less time to waste here.
Yeah, Froat is around. Pretty good timing here too for Klaus. He's going to take care of the security guard, but he's got his kitchen knife. He's got the fortune teller disguise. He's going to be able to take care of Klaus, no problem. Then it's just on to the food vendor.
Such a different situation for the fortune teller spin players. Pidgeot 3.5 minute mark tries to get a food vendor. I think this corner is safe. I've seen this before.
Yeah, I think that the food vendor that he just grabbed is the only one who goes there, so that is a nice setup for that. And he already has to wait for another cycle for Klaus anyway, so that was a good use of time.
Perhaps there is a half cycle for Klaus when you can get him near the bathroom, and I wonder if anything works well in that regard around the 5 minute mark.
I know that he'll respond to coins if he's going into the conference room from the right side, from in that hall. So that might be the plan here from Pidgey. Froat is walking right out of the consulate with the consulate janitor disguise. but he needs to go get himself a food vendor. Not quite sure where the silenced SMG is. Probably in the inventory, but I haven't seen it myself.
So for silence SMG, yeah.
Oh, that's a big whoosh by PG. He's gonna be able to get away from it, but my goodness.
Oh, barely. Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll get in, but man, that was close.
Oh boy,
Southwest.
such
Full
risks
rip as he grabbed.
at this point in the tournament.
Yeah, Frote's got the same food vendor disguise, so he's well ahead of everything. Should already have his silenced SMG, and now he's just got to head over to Reza.
Blight with the second kill, no keys, but didn't need it because he's aware that Frote is far from finishing. You can definitely go to the main exit, although didn't take the elite guard.
Oh man, is
I
he
think
gonna
that's a bit
climb?
of the nerves in the final. Blight now realizes that he maybe wants to get a disguise here.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
go back. Oh man, that was so. I mean, I thought he was gonna just try and run straight out, so I'm glad that he was able to catch that.
Yeah, that's the benefit of the team roulette, because I think Frote definitely told him to go back because you can afford the extra time, because
Yeah.
Frote is now entering the school area.
Oh, that's a big whoosh by Pidgey. Oh, and he didn't check for the guard at the top of the stairs, and so that's going to be a restart. Oh, no. So devastating, especially with how deep he was into the run because he was waiting for Klaus's second cycle. Like, you're at a point where you've done so much setup, and now he's going to have to redo all of that. Not to mention the fact that he's got the slower route with the with Seekering the fortune teller. Blide's going to exit, so that's going to be one of the spins done for Master and Apprentice, and Frote is in very, very good hands right now. Just waiting for Reza to get up to the bathroom.
Very few obstacles remaining for Frote, and of course they do not know where the other team is. They just know that Frote is just this close to finishing. It is the very textbook intercom lore. One thrown distraction to the corner and then the silenced SMG. You can of course KO Reza in advance. Not much that can go wrong, but still need to hold your breath for a minute.
Yeah, speaking of holding breath, we have Duckers going to go for this live kill. There are uneven bricks on the floor here that can cause a punch instead, so definitely has to be a little careful here. Gets the prompt though and waits patiently for it. That's going to be the injected kill. Ducker has the keys, has basically a straight way through to the army truck exit. Should be able to get out of here, but Frote is almost
Oh
spotted by
boy,
the
Frote 7. Oh, he will go for it, but the door opening,
Oh man.
I thought he could be maybe get that guard spotted, but doesn't. Huge scare at the end, but now there are no more obstacles. Just need to
No.
get to the main exit.
Yeah, and he's not even gonna risk trying to go get the keys or anything. He's just gonna get himself to the main exit and get out. Let's see here. Pajero, no, he's got it. He's got somebody else coming out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just so devastating. All right, I mean this has to be GG with neither Pajero or Ducker. Well, Ducker is out obviously, but like with Pajero not out and Frody just exiting, like that's got to be Master and Apprentice, hands down.
Just everything fell their way in Marrakesh, but such a dominant final, and of course getting there after that close call in the semifinals. But of course we got to a map 3, and from there was barely anything stopping them. The 4th seed in the qualifying meant that they got a map win in wait, I can't find it. They got the first map win by Blythe in Hokkaido. Then another 22 points in 3 maps earned them 4th place finish. And then, of course, in the first semi-final, they played CX Punk and not Pogrock. Went down to the wire, get first place there. And then, of course, this final, very impressive stuff. And congratulations to Blythe and Frody.
Yeah, very well done. But I mean, did we expect anything less?
I mean, it's just, yeah, there were some teams who just the top of the top in terms of roulette, and I think the only team with where both are champions, I think that was the case. So it was definitely one of the favorites, but so many great teams, and the teams who made it to the semifinals all showed some great stuff. And just in general, like 13 teams entering. Of course, if you lose some big names early on, just amazing plays today.
Yeah, and very well done. And you know, you said it yourself. Like even though these two had obviously a little bit of the favorite going for them, given that they were both former champions, like being able to take down a team with Ducker is still very impressive, you know, and being able to take on a team of Ducker and Pajero and show the dominance that they showed in the final, that's massive. That is so huge. Definitely made them work for it, though. Blythe and Frody didn't just stroll through the finals, but it's a well-deserved win, a well-deserved result, and congrats to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well as Ducky Arrow in the second place finish. I'm not that well versed on Team Roulette history, but Ducker has been scoring some great results, but not a former champion. PG won the first event, came just short in this one. So, I mean, they are obviously very good players, very good team players as well. So we'll see them in finals for sure. But yeah, two are champions deciding to team up. And of course, Blythe gaining notoriety over the last few months and eventually taking this R7 PC title, and then just decided to, of course, hop in a team with Froth and just win again, because why not? But so many great
Yeah.
teams, really. It wasn't easy for them, but very well earned.
If there was ever a good piece of evidence to demand a salary cap when it comes to Team Roulette, let this be the example, because I feel like they had it. They had this coming. No, but well played to everybody, and we saw some really good play across the board. You know, Kekaneta obviously deserves a shout out just for the massively good play all the way through, even including the semifinals. You know, but just across the board. Competitors who have just been really consistent and have improved greatly. You know, just looking at some random cooking apparatus between random and barbecue, really consistent in their finishes. They get 8 points the first round, then 9 points, then 9 points, and unfortunately unable to finish Haven, but they weren't alone in that either. So just really cool to see across the board how these players were able to measure up against each other, and just a good competition all around.
Yeah, I was afraid of teams not finishing spins or scoring zeros, but no, they all finished with at least 10 points. I do hope all of them had a great time, because it was great to see them, and hopefully we could give some coverage to all of them. But honestly, with 13 teams, we couldn't get the same amount of coverage than we did in the past with 7, sometimes listening in on the teams. Still, I hope we do the cast justice.
We certainly did our best. But, no, I'm proud of us. I'm proud of the work that we did, and I hope that everybody watching got to enjoy that as well. Hope we provided some decent insight.
And
yeah, I'll just blast in here and say you definitely did. That was an amazing cast. Thank you guys so much for doing this. And now it's a lot of a time investment and stuff. So and it's a lot of mental. It's mentally straining. So thank you guys so much for casting this amazing event.
It's a pleasure to be part of.
For the stuff behind the scenes, because we know that it was a lot of putting out fires all morning.
Yeah, I think I need a timeout now. It was like how much 7.5 hours of, pretty much stress. But I did also really much enjoy it. So
well worth it. And
yeah, I'll prepare a bit better next time, and then we're all growing in these events, and I think we can. And I'm already looking much forward to the next one, and I already have a lot of ideas what we can do better. And you also told me earlier what you guys thought of. So, yeah, I hope everyone had fun. That is, of course, the main point of these events. And if that's the case, I'm happy. And yeah, let's see what we can do for the next one, guys.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I just appreciate, thank you so much for letting me a part of it, even though it's like that was kind of
Our event, yeah.
I think, yeah, but just in case. And I want to thank all the players for joining, and congratulations to Fruit and Blight again. And I think one special thanks to Hans McGee for all these aspects is what I want to finish my monologue on personally. I'll let you guys finish this off. Thank you again.
Nah, exactly. Very good point. I was mentioned as well. Hans did all the assets that you saw here. I think they came out amazing. Visually, a great cast. Wouldn't have been possible without him. So huge thanks to him. And yeah, I mean, I think we didn't really expect 14 teams to sign up. I mean, 13 showed up, but it's still that's a lot of people. So definitely our biggest turn up ever. And then not in a new place as well. So I really appreciate everyone who took their time and joined, and hopefully got rewarded with a bit of Hitman fun. And yeah, everyone working behind the scenes in this who helped out, all of the people who took a role in our Providence server, and yeah, I really appreciate everyone, and especially, of course, as I said, these two casters here. So yeah, I think if you guys don't have anything more to say, that should be it for today.
I am good on things to say. Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me to cast. It was a blast.
Yeah, thank you. What a day.
Yeah, I'm very, very glad to hear that. And I want to finish then on mentioning that the next event is going to be bingo, and we did some playtests, and I can, at least for me, I think it's going to be really, really fun. A multi-week tournament, 1v1 style, but not roulette, bingo. Pretty new stuff. I mean, of course there was bingo, but they haven't played them out with much, and now it's pretty much the first head-to-head competition, and I think it's gonna be amazing. I'm really, really looking forward to that. If you haven't signed up for that, I would really, really encourage you to do that, because I think that's gonna be great fun. Our first bingo tournament. Yeah, I'll just post the link real quick. There we go. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, then go ahead and do that. Yes, PG, I was looking towards that. And while we are talking about bingo, I'm also going to send you to Joker, who also took part today. And yeah, he's practicing some bingo. And yeah, maybe if you aren't convinced yet, you can see there how that works and stuff. So yeah, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching this great event on this Sunday, and enjoy the rest of it, however much that might be. And we'll see each other for the next event. See you.